So in order to log in our user, we need a function to allow us this user to log in. So let's go to FUser object. Here we have created this function to register user. I'm going to just put a mark here called register. And let's put another mark on top and call login. And here we're going to write a function to login a user. So this is also going to be class func login user with, and then we have email, which I'm going to pass as string, and a password, which is going to be a string. And then we're going to have completion block again, because we want to be notified whenever our user is finished the login procedure. So I'm going to say completion, and this is going to be at escaping, and we're going to pass an error, which is a type error, and it's an optional. And apart from this, we're not returning only the error, we want to return another variable, and this one I'm going to call is email verified. And it's gonna be a boolean. So we want to tell our user if the email is verified or no. This function doesn't return anything. It has a callback, but it doesn't return something. So let's just put a underscore in front of it as well. Okay, so this function we can call in our login, but let's quickly finish typing the function, and then we are going to work with it. Again, the login is part of user authentication, and in order to get hold of it, we need to get the authentication. So we ask our authentication to sign in with, and we need the one with email, and where is it, with email and password, and it has a completion handler. So I choose the one with email, password, completion handler, and I pass my email, password, and completion handler, you just hit enter on it and give the variable name. So I'm going to call this auth data result and error. Okay, again, first thing first, we want to check if there are any errors or not. So if error equals to nil, and we are checking this, that's why we have double equals, and then we have else. So if our error is nil, everything is good, we have logged in. And here we need to check if the email address was verified. If, however, we had some kind of error, then we want to stop whatever we are doing, and we tell our callback here, completion handler, that we got an error. Here is the result. So we say completion, and I pass my error, and is email verified, I will tell false, because it doesn't really matter at this point since our login wasn't successful. If, however, we didn't have any error, so login was successful, we want to check if the email is verified. So here I say if auth data result user is email verified. So this is a boolean. So we check if the email address of that user that we just logged in is verified. And then we have an else statement, and here the email is not verified. So let's just put a print and say email not verified. And also I want to call my completion. So I say completion. And again, I'm going to pass an error, which in this case is nil, and is email verified is gonna be false. And here, in case if the email is verified, we are going to check the third thing. Remember, the third thing is we are going to check if we already have a user saved in our database, or this is the first time the user is actually logging into our application after the registration. And obviously we need to call our completion handler as well, but this time we pass the error, which is nil, and is email verified is gonna be true because our email address is verified. So just going to put a note here and say check if user exists in Firebase. All right, let's go to our login function in our welcome view, and we are going to call the new function that we just wrote. So instead of this code, I'm going to get rid of it and say fuser dot login user with email, and email is going to be my email text field dot text, and I can force unwrap this, and same goes for the password text field dot text, and I can force unwrap this. And completion, just hit enter on it, give it a variable name, and this boolean is called is email verified. Okay, and here we need to check few things. First, if there is any error. So I say if error not equals to nil, so we do have an error. What we want to do is, of course, tell our user about it. Here comes our friend progress AUT. We say show error, and the error is going to be our error. We can force unwrap this and say localized description, and that's it. Then we are going to say else if email is email verified, and if this is verified, what we want to do is enter the application. Else if this is not the case, what we want to do is tell our user that he has to verify his email address. So we say progress AUT, and then I'm going to say show error, and we pass a text, please verify your email. All right, apart from this, which we are going to write later, now we can test our function here because we have everything required. Remember, my email is not verified yet, so we can test this as well. If you have already verified your email and went through the link and clicked on it, it's better to just delete the user and just try to register a new one. So let's put an email as devschool@gmail.com, password and login. Says please verify your email, and we can see a printout email not verified, which we have here. So we need to verify our email address. Let me just get my email address, and it's on my second screen. I'm going to verify it now, which is verified right now. So let's try to log in again. I cleaned everything here so we can see, and can see nothing happens. But if I put a print statement in my welcome here, where is it? Enter the application, print, go to app, and if I rerun, we should be able to get this printout because we don't have error and our email is actually verified. Let me just clean this area. iOS@gmail.com, password, and says go to app. Let's try one more thing. I'm going to put wrong password here, just log in. It says the password is invalid or the user does not exist. So our error handling is working also. All right, and this is working fine. Go to app we'll take care of later. What we are going to do in next lecture is this part that we are going to check if the user exists. And if it doesn't, we're going to create that user, because right now in our Firebase, we have nothing in our database, but we have this user authenticated and email is verified.